There we go.
Go hatless. Go hatless.
Go hatless.
Let the hair go. Let the hair go.
Hey guys, how are you? We are here back at the Airbnb in Newcastle, Indiana. We had some time to work our way through the paddock. We're like, should we do the debrief? Maybe we shouldn't do a debrief. It's super late. It's 10:20. We should do one. We shouldn't do one. We're here. It's gonna be a short debrief. We jump over to the comments here right now. Who's on board? Yeah, Marianne Gilmore says, "Yeah, let's do it." And of course, Mark Just as well. What was the issue with Oliver Calvo in the pre-final? Do you have an answer to that one? That was really early. I don't know.
Remember, we thought it was a seat broke.
Oh yeah,
I didn't talk to him.
We did. Of course, we never had a chance to talk to him about that at all. Austin Osborne, cool. I like that. Derek Proctor. What happened to Myers in the shifter final?
Danny Formel.
Danny Formel happened to Myers in the shifter final.
Contact. I mean, you're racing for the lead. Stuff's going to happen. I believe you talked to Formel a little bit in the PSL time.
Yeah. When I was talking to Danny, he and Danny was unbelievably good over the ski jump into the 7-8 combination. Made a move to the inside, and I think he said that he got up on the curb a little bit and kind of almost came down on top of the AJ a little bit. The contact was there, but the bottom line is you're pushing that hard in that category. So a little contact. Here's one for here's Merlin Nation. Boom. Chatting or playing bags. We had a chance to play a little bit of cornhole with the guys from Merlin Nation. Always awesome to play with those guys.
Yeah, that's the reason we're a little late. One of the reasons.
I mean,
we had other many conversations following the podium. Talked a little trash to some of the Masters drivers.
Yeah, we did slam Nathan Stewart a little bit.
You slammed.
There's no we.
I was not on the microphone during the podium, and you threw him under the bus, along with his mechanic, Rod Glenard.
Well, he's small. Rod's very short.
Says the short guy.
Yeah. And shorter than I am. What else you got?
I was just hiding that. But had a number of conversations with a number of people. Obviously, being in the announcer's booth all day long, you don't get to talk to people other than yourself.
That's true.
It's true.
Very true.
So it gave us an opportunity to go around and talk to people and figure out, just get a vibe for the paddock. I mean, essentially is what we did. It's a really good vibe. It's a little different because, today kind of felt like a Sunday, but it's a Saturday. So people after the races acted like it was a Saturday.
Yeah, you're not.
What do you do on a Saturday? You play bags, you have some drinks, you hang out.
Taco night.
Supercarts USA had taco night.
Margaritas.
The Tony Burton band that was playing there, who plays some of the intro music that we have on some of our podcasts.
Oh,
and
really?
That was Tony Burton.
I didn't know that. Yeah. That's old school EKN.
Well, originally, one of our first intro musics was his clip.
I didn't know that.
A little bit of AC/DC and
Led Zeppelin was playing.
And a little bit of that. So,
for sure. All in all, a great day. Again, no red flags. That's a big thing for me. Mm-hmm. Nobody wrecked whatsoever. There was lots of action on track. A bunch of penalties came in to play as well. We talked to a bunch of people that were kind of pissed about penalties, but that happens a lot too.
Essentially, again, like we talked about yesterday in the debrief, and somebody asked, is the I think it was Carlos Calderon who was asking about the atmosphere and the being able to gauge what the officials are doing.
Yep.
And I think that's still kind of under review. Really, to be honest, I mean, because you're trying to figure out
a brand new race direction crew, right?
Yeah. I mean, really, there's a lot of new faces, to be honest, on racetrack that I'm not familiar with. And, we have a new head flagman with David Coates, so that changes. You don't have Aaron Likens looking over things. You have David doing it.
Yeah.
You have Bo Barfield and John Miskey overseeing, rotating classes. So they're not both looking at the racetrack. One's dealing with one class. Another one goes next, and it's a different type of a scenario. But I think overall it's been a good 2 days of racing. And it's kind of what we expected. We're getting a lot of the last lap passes, for victories. nobody's walking away with really any
It's
victories.
Newcastle, right?
It's Newcastle Motorsports Park. And it's funny because we had the conversation. It's essentially a road race because, the lap times are over a minute.
18, like 09 to 18.
A minute 21 for KA Junior.
Yeah.
Let's see what's Senior doing. So they're doing 1:16 in the main event for X30 Senior. Essentially, that's like a mile and 2.
It's like Groton.
It's not quite Groton, but
I knew no, it's not Groton.
It's more like a Blackhawk Farms, maybe a Putnam Park. Short.
Like a Piggy Terrell. He's all right. Piggy's like, what happened to the racecraft?
There's great
racing to the line.
Yeah.
Come on, Piggy.
Yeah, there is racecraft. Some people have it, some people don't. That's no matter what you're going to get. We did see pushback bumpers have.
We did a lot of, a couple
of factors in the main event.
Yeah,
essentially, the last one in
Braden Neves
and X30 Senior.
Yeah. Braden Neves had a great run. And a pushback. And listen, the pushback is people complain. The pushback is the pushback. You get the pushback bumper, you're getting a penalty.
Yeah, because there's nothing I saw that Eves did that was bad that would warrant
at all
a penalty.
Could have been early in the race, right?
But again, you have that accordion effect sometimes, especially during this race, because it was a 5-driver lead pack.
Racing to the line. Adam Pettit, my boy from Solo Kart USA, racing to the line. Big run to try to get by Scott Roberts. In that X30 Master category. So close.
If he had one more, maybe 2 more horsepower pushing.
Or maybe some help from his teammate from the back. Sal Sparacillo, I said, hey, dude, he needed your help. He goes, I couldn't. I did what I could.
Yeah.
He didn't have enough.
Kind of left him hanging. But, again, we talked to John Crow, who finished 4th. He's like, I gave it all I had.
Yeah.
And so these Masters drivers are really pushing the limits of the kart and the chassis itself. But it was a great finish to the line. We saw a lot of that. I believe K100. Let's start.
Listen, we're going to run through this real quick. Yeah. It's 10:30 at night. I know we just decided to come back. Alicia's like, you should do this. Do it. There's Alicia right there. Do it. So we're like, yeah, we'll jump on it. Let's give props to the guys who were on the top 3. K100 Junior was a really, really solid race, man. That was fun to watch, wasn't it not?
A 3-wide finish, if I recall.
Yeah. And the great thing was it was kind of like it was Weston Workman and John Burke, and like, I don't want this guy past me. Oh no, who's coming on the race? Yeah, really? That wasn't not like that.
It's exactly.
Weston, like Workman.
I don't know if Carson talks like that or one of the junior drivers.
All I know is it was one of those things where like you're not looking at the guy, like they were literally coming down the line, Workman and Burke, and it's like, I don't want to let this guy beat me. And around the corner comes Carson Morgan. That was
a great run.
Yeah.
That's what we're starting to see. We're starting to see guys time it a little bit better.
I agree with that.
Coming out of the I-70. And Carson Morgan did exactly that to get his first KA100 Junior victory.
Yeah, so Morgan with the win, Workman second, John Burke in 3rd spot, fast lap. Weinberg. I don't want to say the wrong one, Cameron Weinberg, because I was getting trouble from Christy. Cameron. I was getting trouble with that one. Move to the next class, Dave. Mini Swift. What do you think about that one?
Mini Swift was pretty interesting race. It had a larger lead group. Sometimes it was 6, sometimes it was 4.
And they actually had racecraft. They didn't wreck each other at all.
No, they did. Again, they're a lot of them are the more experienced drivers, but the less experienced driver was the driver who ended up actually winning the race.
Yeah, but listen, John Antonino, did we not watch him at Streets of Lancaster Grand Prix do so well? He's a really impressive young driver. And I tell you, that's the kid we need to watch, I think, because that was for him to be able to do what he did with Parker DeLong, Max Garcia, Cameron Brinkman, all those guys in front, and to work his way forward. I thought that was really, really impressive.
And did it on his own. He didn't do it with a lot of drafting.
Reeled them in. That's right.
Really, essentially drove.
Honey Pete
ran them down to get back to the leaders, and then worked his way forward and was able to score his inaugural victory on the Pro Tour.
Oh, that was big,
and a first victory for Race Factory.
Factory, yeah. They had 2 this weekend, by the way.
We'll get to that later.
We'll get that. Yeah. It wasn't race. It wasn't race.
No. Race ended up watching his chassis went
After lap one.
on the side.
After lap one. You're right. So, yes, again, John Antonino, big win, of course, in Mini Swift. If you have any questions, throw them out here.
Well, yeah. And
you have questions?
No, I was just going to make a point. 7 different chassis in the top 7 in Mini Swift alone. So that's really good.
Lay them out. Go.
You got Race Factory, Nitro Kart, Will Power Kart, Merlin, Parolin, Burrell Art, and FA Kart. And you throw Nitro, so that's essentially 8. No, I already had a Nitro.
And an OTK kart later in the run.
Okay.
Because we see a lot of OTK karts up front all the time.
Yeah. So, it's great to see that parity and that diversity in the chassis make.
I like that.
Up front, and especially in the mini category because there's a lot of young talents in there.
What do you think there in terms of championship? I want to kind of throw some championship names out because we're like second race in. What do you think?
Well, I think DeLong and Garcia are on the are essentially in the lead,
And they seem
with 2
really
podiums.
relaxed up front.
They're-
Like just easy rolling
Well,
around.
Garcia is a former champion, Pro Tour champion, so he has that background, that experience. To
What about Brinkman? Cameron Brinkman.
Brinkman, had some issues a little bit, I think, on Saturday, or on Friday, round 1.
Right. Yeah.
But it's been fast. Won the pre-final.
I like Cameron Brinkman there.
Again, you got 6 rounds of racing. We've only done 2. There's a lot to be done left. There's a lot of racing to be done still.
Agreed.
So it's kind of too early to kind of. But I mean, anybody.
I just like throwing some names out right now.
Anybody in that top 7 that especially all the different chassis that we talked about, Mateus Orwella, and Caleb Graffard, Cooper Shipman. I mean, he's been fast, and Ben Mayer. Ben Mayer kind of stepped it up a little bit.
I think
today.
Gaffera needs to step up. He struggled today.
Well, he led today.
Yeah, but then went back.
Again, It's kind of the same thing that he had yesterday with just the pace kind of fell off at the
Yeah.
Oh, it burnt? Okay, good.
No, I got it. I got it before it burned.
Dave's pizza.
I
By
had
the way.
50 seconds.
Dave's got a pizza going.
Thank you.
Dave has a pizza going.
So they just need that that extra little bit. Oh, uh-oh.
Jamie Stark says, I like Brinkman too.
Of course he would.
Of course he does. Yeah. And Pignataro says, don't count Caleb out. I think Caleb Gaffera is fast, but he just really wasn't. What do you got? Oh, here we go. You want this one?
Yeah.
No drafting for you. Easy, Pignataro. Dude, you and I are best buds. All right.
Not when the helmet's going on.
All right. Let's go K100 Senior really quickly. Bryson Morris, Nate Cicero, Luca Mars, top 3. Overall, K100, I think one of the better races, but we pause this show for a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network. If you're searching for a program to elevate you up the motorsports ladder, Crosslink Competition is your next step. Crosslink Competition provides arrive and drive programs that include driver coaching, data analysis, and engine rental programs for all major events in the 2020 season. Team Crosslink is scheduled to compete at the SKUSA Pro Tour, Rock Cup USA, and the United States Pro Kart Series events, as well as regional and local programs from their home base in Texas. Crosslink Competition is a full retail shop for the Xpree and OTK parts line. Many new and used packages are available right now through their Dallas headquarters. Drivers interested in making the jump from karting to cars, Crosslink provides a streamlined opportunity for you. Team Crosslink Kiwi Motorsports was the 2019 F4 United States Championship title winner, providing the perfect transition within the same operation. Drivers looking to compete with an elite-level karting program or to pick up gently used team equipment are asked to call 214-432-4413. Be sure to follow all the team's social media platforms at Team Crosslink. In Las Vegas this past November, at the Rock the Rio finale and the SKUSA Super Nationals, Formula K reigned supreme. Daniel Formal drove his leading-edge motorsports Formula K Evo 3 to wins in the biggest races of the year, proving the outright speed of the Formula K brand. And you can make Formula K your kart in 2020 by contacting your local dealer today.
Atlanta Motorsports Park is the importer and distributor of the Formula K line, as well as the race-winning Praga chassis, and you can connect with your dealer through the AMP website. The new 2020 Formula K Monster Evo 3 is ready to ride and win, complete with IP Karting's new STRB brake system. Follow in the footsteps of Formal and steer your own Formula K to victory lane. If a Praga is more your style, the Dragon Evo 2 is the perfect choice for single-speed competition. Bolt on your Miami X30, Vortex Rock, or Rotax Max and go out and win. Atlanta Motorsports Park has both Formula K and Praga chassis in stock to support new dealers, and they have previous year models in their inventory available for racers who are looking to get a winning chassis at a discount. Head to atlantamotorsportspark.com/karting to learn more about Formula K, Praga, and AMP's karting program. Experience and passion. That's what led to the launch of AMAX Racing. Owner Charles Maxwell began AMAX Racing in 2015, expanding the operation in 2019 with a focus on driver development for drivers of all age groups and backgrounds. From top-level drivers to grassroots racers or families looking for a team that will help them achieve their goals, AMAX Racing can guide you with the absolute best trackside service at affordable prices. No matter the chassis, AMAX Racing welcomes you and has the experience to put you on the top of the podium. You can join the AMAX Racing family at the WK Manufacturers Cup Series, Route 66 Sprint Series, and local events around the Indianapolis area. The operation is also set to compete at the Rock the Rio and SKUSA Super Nationals later this season. For more information, contact them at 317-437-5886 or find them on Facebook. AMAX Racing, all of your karting needs under 110. Thank you for listening to the EKN Radio Network. We now join the show already in progress.
I expected more of a bunch of drivers further back. I thought some guys were going to come to battle. I thought Lemke was going to be better. I thought Digmeji was going to be better in terms of fighting up front. But I'll tell you, I think the best. I also want to say I think the best guy right now is Bryson Morris here in both classes. He's just
the double duty certainly
right?
helps, but being at your home track helps even more. And I talked about it.
He's so good right now.
He has a lot of confidence when you see him on the racetrack, even
Totally
in the
agree.
X30 program, but I think a little bit more in the KA 100. But this category, along with all the other categories that are using the red Evinco tires, they get 2 sets for 3 rounds of racing. This is the big story that it's kind of hard to follow because we're not on the grid to be able to follow it. But some drivers put on new tires today as their second set, so it's higher management on how they're going to use the set they've already had, and then the new.
Is that for senior as well?
Okay, any hard tire, yes. So KA 100 senior, KA 100 junior, X30
2
junior,
sets of tires
Mini Swift
for the
Micro
entire
Swift.
weekend.
Yes,
The entire weekend.
and KA 100 Master, I would assume too.
Here it is right there, guys. That's Jamie Siraki.
Tire
From
strategy.
Jamie Siraki. This tire strategy's playing out. Success.
It's not
Something-
new.
Oh.
Didn't we used to do that back in the old days?
Well, way back in like 1999.
Before all the cadets and junior drivers were alive?
Let's be. Carlos Calderon says, "Did you guys drink the product placement?" Yeah, we drank that one already. That's for sure. Phil Pignataro, it's tricky with 2 sets. Strategy is important. I like
It
that.
is.
Yeah,
It
Piggy, I get it. Totally. 100p.
It's so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that kind of unfolds. So we saw, if I recall, I was told that the RPG drivers went out on new tires. So that would include Morris and Cicero. I don't believe Luca Mars did.
So they got 1-2.
So they got 1-2 in today's main event. But again, who has what tires for tomorrow? So that's going to be key.
Yeah.
Using what tires you've already used, not to mention the new tires that you have kind of in your pocket. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Lemke, who won yesterday, finished 5th. He was kind of there, but not really there. But as we found out with tires, I'm assuming Lemke was on tires that he had been running for the last 2 days. Jamie could probably tell us.
Mark Monroe says, "What does the weather look like for the next few days? who cares about the next few days? Tomorrow. 85 degrees, sun. That's really what the matter. Like, and then potentially rain all next weekend. That'll be really wild. Jamie Siraki again says new for this series. We're talking about, of course, the tires.
It is. Mark
Just says, "What beer you're drinking, Rob?" I'm having a New Belgium Liquid Paradise IPA. There you go. And Mike Audie asking the same question. Perfect.
Microswift.
Do it. Go.
Another first-time winner. You love those.
Talk
about it.
I love that. I love that stuff. First-time winners. Jack Iliff, of course, champion last year. Super impressive. I'm a big fan of Sarah Bradley. I like the fact she qualified on pole position. Great run. But Vivek Canthan, Mike Doty racing guy, I almost want to go to because I love it the way Mike Doty handles this whole program. I'd love to be able to sit in that paddock. I like to see Mike Doty talking to Vivek. I'd like to see what the dynamic is there. Because the kid's like a great little kid, and on the move the entire time.
It's amazing to watch because he, last month made his USPKS debut.
Yeah, you have that information. I love that.
He was there and was like, "Who is this kid?"
Yeah,
and they very committed, obviously, and
nice kid though too, man.
Very nice kid.
Yeah.
So it's great to see. That's the one thing that we do get to enjoy with the Microswift category is all these young new faces that are coming into the foray in the national scene. And I mean, this kid, it's like he has no fear because he's like, who's Jack Iliff? He's just right. We're just gonna go.
What's that black number plate with number 1?
Yeah, who cares?
I know, right?
So it's great because he's just determined to be at the front, and that's the one thing that he certainly has in just the 2 weekends that I've seen him race. And
I want to say, but
it's not like you though.
But hold on. Of course I want that. But here's what I want to say. You and I go around the paddock, right? So we know what certain team dynamic in all the teams is. Don't tell me that the Mike Doty team's a little different dynamic, right? Because Mike is
completely
Mike. Mike is Mike.
Dynamic.
And one of the things I love
Mike is like we talked about. He's a completely different dynamic.
What I love about
Mike, and when he's a team manager.
When he's a team owner, team manager, driver coach. It's literally, he doesn't mess around. There's no BS. It's just what I love about Mike is it's straight up.
But talking to Mike, they have probably more commitment than he does because it was funny. Last month they went out for their main event in the rain, and I asked him. I said, "How much rain experience does this kid have?" He's like, "Oh, he's raced some club races, but his dad's been asking me to do testing in the rain over and over again."
That I like. You know how much I like that.
So that right there tells me that they are very committed to what they're doing. So this is a name that we're probably going to be seeing for the next 5-6 years for sure.
I really
Doty.
Phil Picatero. Doty is driving 8 classes next year at the Brickyard. He told me yesterday. He's going to drive every class.
Well, I mean, Shifter Master, X30 Master, Briggs Master, Ignite Master, Ignite Senior, Briggs 206.
Oh, look at Ray. Phil, you shut your mouth. You shut your dirty mouth. Would have been better. Hey, hold on. Vivek Canthan, Jack Iliff.
But it was another great finish.
It was.
It was almost very similar to the KA finish. Because,
13 thousandths of a second.
Because Vivek just timed it again. Great coming out of the last corner because Iliff had the lead and just timed it perfectly without a push. Keep
talking.
Without a push.
I'm just going to put that back out there. I really like that. I like that line. I like it. Hey.
One thing I'd like to know is, does Micro have any tire management, or can they run one set all weekend long?
Great question. Really great question.
Because how much rubber do they?
They literally weigh what's the weight? 240?
2 something. Yeah. I mean, you weigh that right now.
That's what I work with every day.
That's Alicia over there. Oh, shut up.
Should I text
you guys please stop. You guys just please stop.
Myself, babe.
Okay, we got to roll through this quick because it's like what time is it right now?
It's only 10:30.
Oh, God damn it.
Should I ask?
Sorry. All right. G1. Joe Rook didn't make the weight yesterday. What did he say? What did he say?
225.
What did he say? Joe Rook said he hit a bunch of bush lights. Bush lights.
He likes the bush.
Bush, but literally, like seriously, bush. You drink bush lights. Oh, I'm gonna gain some weight. Here's some Bush Lights. He had,
I bought Chuck.
he had some Bush Lights.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I think you should just not work out for a week.
Yeah.
Then maybe you get a little fat.
Have a couple of sandwiches for God's sakes. Whatever.
And he's hairy too, so he's got to have a lot
You
of
were
weight
hairy.
that's just the hair. Oh no.
Sorry.
Scott Barnes ends up coming home P2. There was an issue early on in the race. I missed that. I think.
Whoa! Breaking news.
What?
Jamie Siraki.
What? Mike D running
Mike
Cup
Doty.
cards. Oh, Mike Doty running Cup cards Grand Nationals. Heard it this morning. Ooh.
Breaking news.
Here's the breaking news. Jamie Siraki, you're watching right now. Are you running Cup cards North America?
He doesn't have enough weight to put on the card to run Masters.
Siraki?
Yeah. He'd have to run Senior.
Siraki. Oh, right. Heard it from the man himself. Wow. Hey, Mike Audi. That's the guy that needs to come up to the Cup Cards Nationals race. Mike Audi says, "Is X30 No, they're not combined, Mike. We have a 8 driver class running around here. No.
There's 6 in X. We'll get to that a little
6
bit.
and
but
9.
6 in X30
Yeah.
Masters.
So Mike Audi, I think we need to see an OMG cart coming out to
Cup
run the
Cards North America.
That's it. Do it.
There it is.
All right. Joe Rook winning over Skitchy Barnes. Scott got wrecked early on. I think
At the start, I don't know if it was turn 1 or
I
turn
didn't see
2,
it.
but I saw he finally got going and was able to pass 2 drivers to get up to second,
which is key because he won yesterday.
Points championship.
Exactly. Nathan Stewart winning in the G2 category over Justin Peck and Ken Schilling. Baylor Griffin. Let's throw this out there. Baylor Griffin, incredible job. Musser very fast. We know that. Chente Salas, super quick.
Mm-hmm.
But Baylor able to get that race win in Pro 2.
It's a very competitive field in Pro Shifter 2,
Yeah.
for sure. You looked at Musser and you're like, he's got the experience. Well, these young guys, but Baylor Griffin, he's probably 3rd year, I think, on Pro Tour
I
in
think so.
Shifter
Yeah, I would
category.
agree with that.
So on the CRG, I think one of 3 CRGs that are here this
Yeah,
weekend.
not many,
So,
right? Yeah.
So able to pick up a victory for CRG, but Salas again didn't get the victory, so he still has room to improve. I remember I talked yesterday.
Well, that's right. You were
Who's going to improve throughout the
That's
weekend,
right.
and he still has room to improve.
How about Josh Pearson?
But Pearson, yeah, he overcame the engine issues yesterday,
Yep.
and didn't quite have a good start to the day, but ended it strong. Was able to get by Musser for that 3rd spot. On
Key
the
though,
podium.
right now, he was the fastest driver in Pro 2.
He was
14 years of age.
One thing I did notice about him, he's got to get off the line. He stalled, and I think in the pre-final.
He's got a wick issue.
No.
Kyle
Is it
Wick
something
had,
about that tent? And
Kyle
maybe-
Wick had so much issue.
Maybe Bonner needs to talk to them about starts, because Bonner loves to talk. Let me tell you, Bonner loves to talk. And he'll talk to you about starts.
But I thought you said you didn't want Bonner on one of
He
these
loves
shows.
to talk.
I thought he wasn't going to come on the
So
show.
Wick and Pearson and Bonner need to have a little sit down and talk about starts
Little powwow.
or tonight, but they're probably in bed already.
Well, Bonner is
Ray
for
said
sure.
You could be Jamie's mechanic.
That's an idea. That's
Yeah.
definitely an idea. Cole, you
Ray said
could be Jamie's mechanic. That's for sure. Hey, the fish.
The fish, wrenching for or helping.
Not wrenching for, but he built the engines for Danny Formal, right? Yep. All right, let's move to the next one. Let's go Pro 2, Pro 1.
Pro 2.
Pro. Wow, that was that race was pretty kind of epic. Danny Formal was super aggressive from the very start. Don't do that. Formal aggressive on the start, able to go aggressively to the front. A little issue between Formal and AJ Myers over in turn number 8, which is after the ski jump, the right, the left. Formal was ridiculously good there. A little contact between those 2 drivers. What do you think?
Well, I didn't see what happened. You didn't see what happened.
I didn't.
But
I
you
mean,
talked
actually
to
didn't see it.
Formal. I didn't realize that Myers had taken the lead from him. Obviously, he had to in
Yeah.
order for Danny to make a move on
Yeah,
Myers.
yeah.
But it looked like Formal was kind of in cruise control. But obviously, Myers had a little bit more kind of the mid-race point and got it into the front. But as you said, going over the roller coaster and down.
Danny was ridiculously good there. Like literally over the deal, 7, 8, like
anytime there's a jump, Danny's gonna take.
If it's a curb, he can make it happen, right?
So
yeah.
So Myers led for 2 laps until that contact between them two. That shuffled things up, allowed top qualifier Rory Vanderster to jump ahead and essentially lead the rest of the way. Had his teammate Andrew Bodozo, who won yesterday, correct?
Yes,
won yesterday.
So. Yeah.
So Magic's got 2 victories, 2 different drivers to start out the weekend. Jake French took advantage of the contact to move up to 3rd and held off Formal at the end.
I feel like those guys are down.
So it's, you throw Wick in. Wick had a little contact with Race Liberante, thus why Race Liberante didn't finish the race.
That's very true.
So really, you're talking 6-7 drivers who have the ability to win in pro shifting, which is exactly what we want to see. We just need to see a little bit more from Billy Musgrave, Devin Smith-Harden. We need to see a little bit more from him as well. But again, we have tomorrow a 3rd round of racing to see what happens.
Let's throw this stuff out. Julia Boo's dropping the hammer. AJ got bombed.
Well, is she here? Did she see it?
I'm not. I'm not sure if Julie's here or not. AJ,
I want to see GoPro.
I do. I would love to see in-car camera for that. It seemed to be like I said. We didn't see it. We did not see it. I was literally calling the Pro 2 pass back to the live time and looking back up, and then all I saw was stuff happening. So Julia, I don't know. You say AJ got bombed. That's good. That's around. Here we go. Braden Eves. What's up, boys? Braden, what do you think? Tell us what's going on. You did a great job. Braden Eves.
We'll talk about you in a little bit.
What? Yeah.
We will talk about him a little bit.
I know. Shelby Gaskin says, "Hey guys, driving down early in the morning, excited to watch the race tomorrow." I love that. And Phil says she's here. Oh, I think Phil's saying Julia's here. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate that. Yes.
Phil's all over it. He's like our Paddock insider.
He's my guy, though. Me and Phil rocked it around in.
Is Phil here?
Yeah.
I saw Phil. He's working
for
Arjuela? No. Phil, who are you working with?
Tell me.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him.
Not Arjuela.
I haven't seen him.
He told me.
All right. Anyway, he'll tell us.
Going to X30 Junior, Dave. This was
an interesting race because this is something we haven't seen all weekend. With a driver able to get away.
True driver breakaway.
Yeah. Well, first it was one.
Just Paul
Bocuse was able to get away, and then more fighting behind him. Carson Morgan was able to get away from all the rest of them who were just basically beating.
It was
crap
literally
out of each other.
Costello.
Okay, it was literally elbows up.
Yeah,
was it not crazy? It was unbelievable.
So Morgan was able to run down Bocuse, and so they ended up fighting for the victory, going back and forth a little bit at the end. And then Paul Bocuse was able to nip him at the line for the victory. So another first-time winner on the Pro Tour.
And listen, Carson, of course, with a lot of experience getting race wins on the tour, which I thought was cool. For a pizza bite. I love it. I'm like, Carson's going to roll up here. Paul's never been in this position before. Let's see what happens. But, man, Carson went to the spot, and really a really solid last lap for Paul to be able to get that run down to the start finish. I thought it was impressive.
Almost right, because Morgan won KA, so he almost pulled off the double here today.
That's very true. Here's one for you. Judy Alavia saying, "Hey guys, Big Mitty said he saw you, enjoyed seeing you guys today. Wish the rest of the MIDI gang." Yeah, Mr. Alavia, come and say hello.
We heard about a lot of crafting going on at the household. I did a lot of crafting.
I didn't hear that.
Yep, a lot of crafting and gardening.
Wow, I didn't hear
that.
All right, I didn't spend that much time.
Papa's doing a little gardening, doing some.
Bored silly.
He's bored out of his mind.
I'd like to see. I like to see the MIDI coming out with the. What do you call it? when you're doing the mixer. The mixer with that's awesome.
The ratio.
I love seeing that.
Horatio.
Wow. Wrap this up. Let's go through this one real quick. Nick Tucker winning over Jonathan Silva and Ron Perkins in the K100 Master.
Tire issue. Tucker went out on new tires, thus pulling away from Silva.
Wait, what?
Thank you.
Oh.
Yep.
At least that's what Silva told me.
That's
so I'm going to listen to Silva.
Well, you better step up tomorrow.
Back
that's
to
for sure.
So we'll see what happens.
Scott Roberts winning.
Yeah, again, that one went down to the wire. We talked a little bit about it with them after the race or we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Pettit just didn't quite have enough to get Roberts at the line. Was hoping his solo kart USA teammate would have pushed him past, but Salvatore just did not have enough to be there.
I'm like, Sal, he was right there. Just push him past. He goes, I just couldn't. I didn't have enough.
And like I said, these Masters drivers are on the limit all day long. And, Crow was right there in fourth.
We talked to Johnny.
So you got 4 drivers within a second at the line.
And I'll say this right now. The Carapolettis have been dialing their stuff in.
Yeah.
They were right there. Like the first, how many laps? Like 5-6 laps. Everybody was together. The Carapolettis will be there. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be good tomorrow, I think.
Should be.
All right. One more show. Let's go. The X30 was kind of lame.
We pause this show for a quick commercial break. Stay tuned for more here on the EKN Radio Network.
History, success, family. Those are the 3 words that describe Comet Kart Sales, one of the longest tenured karting businesses in the United States. The family-owned operation is located just outside of Indianapolis, and they have provided karts, parts, and services for thousands of racers throughout their near 6 decades of business. Comet's online store features everything you need, continually adding new parts to their product line. Comet Kart Sales attends dozens of karting events every year, offering trackside service for racers and families. Karting veterans Mark Dismore Jr. and Gary Lawson provide one-on-one driver coaching and tuning assistance for each trackside customer. The engine building business, Comet Racing Engines, has won countless major events and championships over decades of karting, and they continue to offer the best trackside service in the industry. Make sure you head to CometKartSales.com or call them at 317-462-3413 to be a part of the Comet Kart Sales family today.
The Briggs & Stratton 206 engine is where out-of-the-box ease and outstanding consistency meet to create legendary races. Briggs & Stratton's history in motorsports dates back to when the first engines came off the assembly line in the early 1900s. Their focus on the grassroots level continues to help build generations of racers. Since 2008, the Briggs & Stratton 206 has gained a following that has the engine powering the largest fields in North American karting today. From the club level and track programs to traveling regional series and national events, Briggs & Stratton competition provides the most exciting racing in the sport. Engineered and hand-built exclusively for racing, every Briggs 206 engine is power tested and serialized before it goes in the box. Karters can take that engine straight from the box to their kart and be on the podium at the end of the race day. To learn more about the 206 engine and to find a North American dealer near you, head to BriggsRacing.com. Briggs & Stratton Racing. What powers you? Acceleration Kart Racing is your first and only stop on the internet for karts, parts, and safety gear to get you on the track. ShopAKRA.com offers a great selection of karting equipment on a user-friendly website. Acceleration Kart Racing has aligned itself with many of the top manufacturers and distributors in the sport to ensure that all the latest equipment is available to you, the consumer. With customer support available 6 days a week, you can be confident about getting the right parts at the right price. Be sure to visit shopakr.com today or stop by their headquarters in Las Vegas. Also, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest specials, clearance items, and new products. Thank you for listening to the EKN Radio Network. We now join the show already in progress.
I didn't.
I didn't enjoy it. This one was wild at the end. I just the thing about X30 Senior I love so much is I don't care where you are. You could be 8th, 9th, 10th. If you get on a roll, you have a partner. You can start working your way forward, which I thought was amazing. I as it was developing, I honestly thought in my mind, how far can Ryan Norberg go forward? He was staying out of trouble.
He was.
I really thought, like, where's he going to end up? How far is he going to go forward? But who's going to be the young gun that's going to move to the forefront? Was it going to be Bryson Morris? Man, he looks good here.
Well, essentially, it was kind of a mix of two young drivers with Arias Dumejian and Bryson Morris, along with Ryan Norberg, 4-time, Braden Eves,
some kid named R. Scott,
and then
right,
and R. Scott, and then Luca Mars as well too.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a mixture, and they didn't really settle in. There was a lot of movement up front, but those 5 were able to stay out front. R. Scott was up there for a little bit.
Yeah.
There was some contact between him and Jace Denmark-Gessel that kind of dropped them back a little bit. Jace ended up retiring that same lap. But so the 5 drivers were out front, and it was just nobody settled in. It kind of looked like Eves and Norberg kind of sat back, was like, okay, what are these guys?
I was going to say, those are the 2 guys I thought that kind of were like, okay, let's see what's happening right now. Hannah Greenmeyer starts on pole. She doesn't get a chance to work with it. She kind of gets shuffled around early on. Then it settled down. And then we saw Norberg get out there, or rather, not Norberg, Morris get to the front a little bit. Then Arshcott got super aggressive. But I liked it, almost for me, was like Eves and Norberg going, okay. Because there was a top 5 run for a bit there. And then we're just kind of watching what was happening.
They did. And then Eves decided to make his move, got past, got up front, and then it was Luca Mars that was essentially leading with the white flag to go. Eves was right there on his bumper, and it was the Cole Trickle move, or the M&M, as Chris Wheeler called it, 2 girls around the outside.
For me, it was run the Kokomo, right on the cushion.
Kokomo, yeah, that's a good one. I like
that. It was
Go Indiana.
Yeah, it was big, but it was literally
around the I-70 corner. Mars went to the defensive line, and Eves just said it'll hold, and went.
He literally
cleared him around the outside to the exit before Mars could settle in, beat him to the line. Unfortunately, again, as we are in this era of karting, we have the pushback
bumper era.
It helps with our starts. We don't have any of those bonsai moves. It doesn't, it helps eliminate guys just being retarded.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I shouldn't say that.
But
being
way over aggressive,
bonsai moves and over aggressive. And he had a pushback bumper. Now, who knows when it happened, but we didn't see any type of moves that would have caused Eves to receive a penalty.
Not at all. No.
But again, that's where we are with national karting and international karting.
Agreed.
So it is what it is. You look at Brandon Jarzakrak, who started.
That was a great race, by the way.
Started 27th, worked his way all the way up to 6th spot, but he had a pushback.
Well, I do apologize for most people up front, because the majority of my call was Jarzakrak coming from the back.
I didn't hear it.
Oh my God, he was so good coming from the back. His passes were absolutely amazing coming from the back.
And that's another driver that keeps his nose clean, because you could go around, and a lot of these drivers we talked to a number of drivers, who is it? Bailiff, made his way up to 16th.
Yeah, big run
keep
from
everything
Bailiff.
clean.
Yep.
And Jarzakrak is known for doing that. We've seen it. We've seen it here. We've seen it at other racetracks where he's come from the back. But
hey, hold on, by the way, Jennifer Mars liked that M&M reference, by the way.
Well, credit to Chris Wheeler for that one. But it was. So it was a very interesting race, how it unfolded. Unfortunately for Eves, he had the victory taken away.
Yeah.
Basically goes back to 6th, but gives Luca Mars his first Pro Tour victory.
Great run for him. Gets the race win. For me, I'm feeling really weird because he's so tall right now. I know I keep saying this, but I'm sure Dave's eating his pizza, by the way. By the end of this weekend, I'll be okay with it. But when did Luca Mars not become a kid? I'm sure Mom was like, oh my God, he was this big. Oh. Dude, literally.
I remember him running Yamaha Rookie at USPPS.
He's a boy.
When I went to the
it's unbelievable. He's huge right now.
But he keeps breaking his suits, splitting them.
The suits are he's super tight in that suit. I don't know. It's for me. It's we've watched these kids grow up for 20 years. This was freaking me out because all of a sudden he was massively tall.
But no, it was he played it right. Obviously, he didn't get to the line.
Hold on. Try hugging Luca Mars as his mom, Jen. I get it. I get it. I can't believe it. It's crazy. It's nuts. Anyways, Tommy Anderson. Here you go. Tommy Anderson. Lemke too.
Lemke 7th. Yeah.
I think those guys are gonna be. I talked to Tommy. They're pretty happy. I like this.
Well, he started 32nd, got up to 7th, and it was almost a Lemke Holden show because they were running together on the racetrack at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
Holden had a little bit of an issue with his engine, so that took him out of the race. But it was weird. Again, you talk about kids that you've seen. Like I remember Zach Holden as a kid karter, and he's 20 now.
Yeah,
don't do this. Or not 20. 19. Sorry,
19.
Yeah,
just has a birthday, right?
Yeah. So
here's the thing. Now I want to go. We're gonna wrap up. We're done here. We're done. Somebody asked us yesterday about having triple headers. I guess it's good to knock these triple headers out. But how you and I don't like double headers? We want one winner, right? Have you not for like how many years talk about one winner?
Yeah.
And now we're gonna have 3.
We're gonna have 3.
I understand for the COVID, I get it, but I don't want this to keep going.
We're in a different situation. No.
But people go, well, it's easier on the budget.
Oh.
We'll go to a race, kind of like Road Dandy. We'll knock out 3 weekends out. Engines are going to get beat up for sure. But you and I always want one winner at the end of a weekend. We want to be able to promote one driver
A champion.
weekend. Right?
It's not a champion. A champion is a driver who wins over a number of different races.
End of the week, we want a race winner.
The guy that won in your class.
Hold on. And we got one right there. Dan Schloss says, yes, one winner at weekends. That's our thing. We
were just at a race that had one winner, right? Battle of the Brickyard.
Yeah.
You race your way up to Sunday.
Yeah. It wasn't you.
But
Grayson's texting.
Did a good job with the pre-final, Dave. Great for the pre-final win.
I have a win at Indy. He doesn't.
In the pre-final,
I won a race at Indy. Period.
You just
period.
I'm vouching for David.
Eddie will back me up on this.
I'm vouching
just as
for
much
you.
as he loves In-N-Out Burger.
Jamie Siraki said that Tommy Anderson calling the shots to the 301. I like that. Right? That's
trouble.
That's on. That's the card of Lemke. But really, dude, you and I've talked about this 1,000 times. We want one winner. I understand. Triple header sounds great. Go to these races, save a lot of time.
It's a different situation that we're in right now.
Right.
We had to do what we had to do, and
Well,
I like the idea because it provides the opportunity to get racing in, and that's what people want to do.
That's what we're doing
talked to
right
a
now,
number
right?
of different businesses that said karting right now is good.
Yeah.
Their businesses are doing well. People want to go racing because it's a great way to escape. That's the reason we do this, right?
That's it.
We do it to escape reality. Now, obviously, those who are in the business, they can't escape it because they're doing it 24 hours, 7 days a week.
24/7. So we do.
So, but even just getting in the helmet, I'm sure Siraki can say that going to the racetrack with his son is probably a better escape from a normal race weekend than he's at.
I agree.
It's just, he's got a lot of his customers to deal with, but just that one race every round, it gives you that escape. A lot of the I'm sure Phil just getting the helmet on and going back racing.
Phil and I talk about that. All that's going on for him and I to be able to jump behind the wheel and push each other at the Brickyard it changed everything. We got a chance to race. That's what we do. That's why we do this, right? That's why we do this. That's why we do this. There you go. We're done. All right, folks. Full day of competition tomorrow once again. David, get into your pizza. We're starving. We haven't really eaten yet. It's 11 o'clock. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We decided we'd come on here. It probably wasn't a good idea, but we did it anyways. And you're eating. We're back again tomorrow. 9:10 schedule. What do you want, Dave?
Do you want me to do it?
Which one do you want? Eddie Alabia says, number one with cheese any day.
No.
Grayson says, we have a reality to do racing. I like that too. That's great for me.
Let's wrap it up.
We're done, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Keep talking.
Dave's struggling with my Mac.
Keep talking.
Guys, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're going to eat some food right now. It's 11 o'clock. We're going to bed. We'll be back at the racetrack. See you tomorrow. Book it.